நகர் வாழ சிறகோப்பந்தன் தமிழ் நூல் வாழ கடல் சூழ்ந்த மண்ணுலகம் வாழ மணவாளமாவனே இன்னும் ஒரு நூற்றாண்டு வாழியே. It's been a very long time since I've done English videos regarding Vastu. I've been lately started doing VEDAVastuShastram live videos on Tamil, where I have had a very good response. I have a separate a WhatsApp group, and my followers and andal vasthu followers, my clients, all do have asking questions, their own doubts, queries regarding Vastu Shastra. I've been planning to do Vastu Shastra live videos in different languages, because I've been also learning Hindi lately, but I'm not so comfortable in speaking it, but I will definitely do in a very short span, because my followers and my clients who are in parts of North India, they have their own queries regarding Vastu Shastra. So to explain to them, some do know English language and some do not know Tamil. So it would be a very tough task and a difficult time for me to communicate with them. So I'd be put in a very tough situation to talk to them and to clearly explain to them about what's the mistake is and how to get rid of all those the vastustical non-compliance. So I've planned, I've started doing from today every Sunday, God's grace, doing English Vastu videos, which I would definitely try to give all the doubts, the questions, so on and so forth regarding Vastu Shastra. So how I do carry on with this live program is, I would generally talk about the first half of the session. I would talk about the importance of Vastu. What my plan is actually to start with the importance of Vastu, why Vastu has to be given that much of importance, and continue to practice Vastu Shastra in our day-to-day life. That's how I take with regard to the live Vastu, the first half of the session, because I do 6 to 7 p.m. every Thursday in Tamil. In the first half of the session, I would discuss about the general things about Vastu. On each day, every week on each day, I would discuss about different things. But on the second half of that, I would completely read the questions they would answer, the questions they would ask for, and I would discuss on them, give answers on the questions. This is how my Tamil Vastu live would go. In same manner, I would plan, and I would like forward to move on that. I am definitely sure that this program will give you a lot of information regarding Vastu Shastra. People who don't know Tamil, who do know English, basically my clients are from every part of South India, like Telangana, Bangalore, Mysore, Hyderabad, Tirupati, and some from Pune, Bombay, some from Orissa and Punjab, Delhi people especially. Apart from India, I have a clientele base in US also. Indian born American settled people, and a few of my transcription business clients whom I do really talk to them. So I really talk to them regarding some Vastu Shastra, and would discuss about them. It was their intention and it was their compulsion for me to first put English videos regarding Vastu Shastra. So I was earlier I was putting a lot of videos for them, and they really would practice in a very serious manner. Every week, they started doing changes with regard to Vastu. The most important thing was the implementation of Vastu Shastra changes and the commitment to do the changes in the recommendation that I do give have given a great immense change in their life, day-to-day life, and that has really made for them to talk about Vastu Shastra in their talks to their beloved ones, and they have given me a lot of clients by mouth. To be frankly speaking on that. But anyhow, we will move on to the subject today regarding Vastu Shastra. And see, I am basically a businessman. I do business, a couple of different businesses. With regard to service sector, I do transcription service, in which I do the documentation work in medical business for the doctors, the clinicians, and the physicians. I transcribe. In sense, I run the show. I have a couple of not a couple. I have nearly about 5-6 people working for me with regard to medical transcription, and also we do general transcription, where I have different clients from America, from Texas to New York to California, where we do this business. And secondly, I also do this training business. Training in sense, I do supply medical equipments and medical disposable to doctors, physicians in the part of Chennai, and some around also within Tamil Nadu. Okay, so lastly, but I love to do Vastu Shastra. It's also a sort of a business service sector where I carry Vastu Shastra, because Vastu Shastra was, it was the only thing that really I would say it helped me. It showed me light in my life when I was in a serious problem, both financially, physically, mentally. In every means, I had a problem in 2010. During that period, I had the opportunity to see the Vastu Shastra program of my mentor. I don't want to say him as a mentor, but he's my beloved father. I would say most probably, not probably, mostly him as my acharya, but he is above that. He is above all that, because I would say he's God sent to me, and he's not an ordinary human being. He has, I would say he's Adiseshan's avatar. Why I say this, because we never know about Ramanujar or the Nammalvar or even the Manavala Mamnigal, during those periods. We came to know about them, their extraordinary, huge God's grace and their the prodigy. Only after their extraordinary work that they have done. So it may be for somebody, my words may be a hype or a exaggerating thing of saying my acharya or my mentor so highly, but as far as I am concerned, it is something more than what I would say. I always keep him the best, the best, the everything for me, because he showed a lot of things to me, how to. It's not that he showed me. I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot, and I do learn. And what else? I've been learning every day how to grow, how to do wonders. How to do wonders? Exactly, that's the word. No, that's the exact word that one should say. What we could learn from your mentor, your beloved Acharya. Because he showed everything to me. I learned a lot from him. Okay, let me move on to the subject here now. VEDAVastuShastram. VEDAVastuShastram. Why we need? What is VEDAVastuShastram actually? VEDAVastuShastram is nothing but it's a sasthram. It's been in our Hindu culture, in Vedas. There we need to practice it. How to practice VEDAVastuShastram? To define VEDAVastuShastram, it's the composition of 5 elements. The balance of these 5 elements definitely play a major role in everyone's life. It is within our body, as I would state quite often, that these 5 elements are present within our body. It's present, within the room that we are, within the house that we live, and out from the house. It's present everywhere. It's omnipresent. It's universe that carries the complete 5 elements. Every living being or being kind of subjected to grow with this 5 elements. Sorry, they have to grow with these 5 elements, and they do definitely cannot move or even do anything without these 5 elements. We all are guided, you may say guided, I would say directed by these 5 elements only, right? You may live in America, you may live in Australia, you may live in Japan, wherever, in Asia, in any part of the world, in any country, in any town or any municipality, everywhere, anywhere you live, but you are directed and you are being governed by these 5 elements. I'm very sure, quite sure, I have had enough experience, I have done my homework, I'm still doing my research on this. But apart from that, I wouldn't say this is true. It's much more than true that we are governed by this. See, as far as my knowledge with regard to astrology and VEDAVastuShastram, I would definitely give a clear definition that VEDAVastuShastram is one track of the railway track, and another one is VEDAVastuShastram. As far as andal Vastu is concerned, and as far as I am concerned, I would definitely say that VEDAVastuShastram, that is the 5 elements, the composition of the 5 elements and the balance of the 5 elements, where a house is built, and this house that an individual or a couple lives in that particular house where they are living, determines the when a child to be born, and how the child to be grown, and what it has to carry forward, and how potentially it has to earn, and how and when it gets married. The complete Jyotidam, the complete astrological planet's influence is only carried forward or directed by the VEDAVastuShastram, or the 5 elements, or the house. To be simply said, the house only determines or directs or manages, or the house that we live is what would definitely determines the or I would say the house in which we live is only the exact significant factor that would guide us how the Jyotidam, how the 12 houses and the placement of the 12 houses of a child, of a baby or an individual. That's my definition that I would give. Because after my knowledge and after my experience with regard to VEDAVastuShastram, this is what it is all about. Right? And why we need to see VEDAVastuShastram? Okay. As far as we are concerned, as a human being, as a Hindu, see, my all-time Acharya or my family Acharya, we would say that Kanchi Mahaperivar. Still, he is my logo in VEDAVastuShastram that I have put. I have had personal experience with Acharya and Chandrasela Saraswatikal, and because our native is Kanchipuram, and we our family would very quite often visit Acharya's Math at Kanchipuram. I have had an experience of saying that I had a blessing from him, which is rarest of rare. I'm so blessed. Still, I say I'm so blessed. Firstly, because I have had from him, and I've had a great parents, no doubt about it. And my beloved Acharya, whom I would say most people wouldn't get. Such a wonderful mentor, such a wonderful Acharya that I've got, and a family that I'm experiencing now. My wife, my 2 children, who are absolutely, and so many people would be, I would say, many people would be greedy on me, seeing I'm having an excellent, wonderful life that I've been traveling with. God has blessed me with everything that I need to have. It's all because of Vastu Shastra. I would very proudly and very confidently say it's all because of Vastu Shastra that I'm leading a best wonderful life. But anyhow, I have had a struggle in my life. Nobody would get this without a struggle. It's not easy to have anything. See, that's what people would say. Nothing is free in this world. Either you should have had a very bad patch, post bad patch, that you would recognize what has to be done, how to overcome this, where you're lacking, and what you need to kind of fix it. And I fixed it through my God's grace, my parents' grace, my Acharya's grace. I can keep saying this. So that's how it's keep going. And thirdly, what I would like to say, let me come into the point. Why we need to see Vastu Shastra. See, many people during their hard time, the first thing the family head or the family people would suggest, the person who is undergoing a tough time, you go ahead and meet an astrologer. That's the first question they would say. Excuse me, one second, I come back. That's the first question that everyone would suggest. When you go to an astrologer, what he would say is, see, you have a tough time because you have Ashtamasani, and like your placement of Jupiter in the planet in your birth chart is not good. It is in the 8th house or 6th house. There are a lot of things, like there are a lot of things they would suggest. They would say, even because I do have my astrological knowledge. Astrology was the first thing that I've learned during my early teenage. Knowingly or unknowingly, I don't know why I learned at that time, but it helped me. It helps me. It continues to help me in a lot manner now. And Vastu Shastra, what is the difference between astrology and Vastu Shastra? See, I would definitely start on a subject and kind of move to other, because you cannot get stick into one subject and completely say it. You will definitely have different things. We need to talk about different things, but I will definitely come back to it, because only then the topic would be informative to you, and it will be most interestingly going. And people who are watching this are likely to watch the video sometime later. It will be more useful to them. Without being usefulness to them, there is no point in creating a video. So what I've decided, it will be like this, but it will definitely be informative to you, right? When you have a tough time in your life, your legs will be pulled down, be it it's astrological, or be it it's vasthetical, or however you are not prepared for the tough time. In whatever manner, I would say it's vasthetical and partly it's astrological, but whatever manner, how to kind of fix the problem, how are you going to fix the problem? The problem is, I mean, the thing that you need to do is you need to be confident enough. The confidence you can easily say. People who are talking to you, your relatives, your beloved people, your well-wishers, they would say you need to fix the problem. Your wife would be there, your children would be there. You would have lost your job. You need to pay your bills. You need to pay your EMIs to the banks. There will be lots of problems, but how are you going to fix the problem? The problem is huge. Your beloved ones has to go to school. They need to travel. You need to travel. You need to give them bread and butter. But how are you going to fix it? The primary thing I would definitely encourage whomsoever, if the person who is watching, should have confidence in them. Only the confidence. Some may say self-confidence, some may say they get the confidence from watching videos, some may be by reading books. However, whatever, the problems are there, the solutions are very close to the problems. Always make sure, I'm definitely saying to you, whatever the problem is, the solution is very close to you. They will tell in Tamil, the lock would be so bigger. There will be lots of locks hanging around the house, but the key would be very, very smaller. The solution is very smaller and the solution is very close to you, but you need to find the solution. That's what is most important. Okay. Why I say this is because when a person has a very strong Lagnadhipati, right? Very strong Lagnadhipati. Here I mean Lagnadhipati is the ascendant. When he has a strong ascendant in birth chart, definitely the person will have a great confidence. Here I give some tips on Jodhidam also. What I'd like to say is, the Lagnadhipati or the ascendant, they call, he should not get disappeared either in the 6th or 8th place. One, and he should not have conjunction with the tough planets, the hard planets, like Shani. If suppose your Lagnadhipati by himself is, if it is a Kumbha Lagnam or it's a Magara Lagnam, should that be the case? Your Lagnadhipati shouldn't. He can be in the 7th or 8th place, but he shouldn't have any conjunction with the other planet, like the Chevai, the Mars or the moon, right? Because as the ascendant I say is Shani. Okay. What is the most important thing when the ascendant is strong? When the ascendant is strong or is being well placed, the confidence would be immensely huge. Whatsoever the problem is, however big the problem is, the individual will sustain. He will significantly stand straight and strong and face the problem. Okay, this is what actually the astrology is all about. But coming to the vastutical phase, when a person when he has a good ascendant, the southwest portion of the house would be excellent. It will not have any errors in it. The compound will be perfect with a 90-degree acute angle. The southwest will definitely have a bedroom placed with the couple sleeping in the house, and it will be taller and heavier. The most important thing was aesthetically with regards to the southwest portion of the house, definitely it has to be taller, it has to be higher. Tallness and higher has its own difference. Don't ask me what taller and higher is same. What do you mean by this? Taller is different, higher is different. When I find time on this, I'll definitely answer to your different things. Okay. Here, the southwest portion of the house should definitely should definitely be taller and higher and heavier. It should be heavier. Here I say heavier is how you can make it taller and heavier. The southwest portion should have the overhead tank. When the overhead tank is filled with water, it's being placed in the topmost place, the highest part of the house, the southwest part, and it carries the water is being filled, and it's also heavier. It becomes heavier too. From where the distribution of water is being supplied from the overhead tank. From at this moment, I just would like to say just a very informative thing. Whenever the water is filled in the water tank, the topmost part of the house, during the nights, I hope you understand this, or I'll make it a little bit clearer. Always fill the overhead tank during the evening hours. Evening hours, I mean, is maybe 7 to 9. Within 7 to 9 p.m., when you fill the water, the overhead tank with water, that gives a great result. Don't fill it in the early hours of the morning. That is not advisable. Vastutically, always try to fill the house. Fill the overhead tank in the late hours, probably from 7 to 9 p.m. in the evening. That gives a very, very different and a very good result. Why I say water here? Because we consider, not only Vastutical people, water is money. Water is equal to currency. Currency is equal to water. When you waste water, your money flow will be wasted. You will unnecessarily, unwantedly spend money. So, our ancestors have told us that when the rain is pouring, when you get rain from the sky, it's a blessing. It's money. It's currency. So make sure you have the knowledge, the vitality of the money, vitality of the water. Save the water, and do not unnecessarily waste the water in your house. Be it your tap is leaking. Should it be leaking, first attend it. Never allow the water to leak through your tap, be it in your bathroom or in your wash basin or in your kitchen sink, anywhere. Not a single drop of water should be wasted, should be leaked from any part of the house where the taps. You please make sure that this is being addressed. Okay? Yes, my dear followers, what I would like to talk to you about, a couple of few questions have been already been present here. So I think we can discuss about this, and in between we'll go on to all the common necessary questions, necessary thoughts with regards to Vastu. Okay? Yes. Please wait. No. Okay. Mother Ayya. Hello, ma'am. I hope you all are doing good. I've read your couple of greetings that you have sent lately. It was so encouraging, so thankful to you. I would definitely answer this question. Sir, due to debt, I plan to sell my house best price. It's not facing windows in east and north side. It covers Vastu room, kitchen. Then what is the reason? But not yet getting the buyer. Why? Reply please. I am watching your video, very informative. Yes, madam. I hope it is always informative. See, let me clearly understand your question, ma'am. That you say the house is vastutically built, it is Vastu compliant, but due to your debts you want to sell the house. I am correct on your question, right? Okay. Most of the builders today, they say this is a Vastu compliant house. This is a what do you call Vastutically built house. For all my followers, not only my followers, for all the Vastu followers, Vastu lovers, I would reiterate this answer to you. Whomsoever says that this is a Vastu compliant house, please don't believe it. Nobody in the planet can build a completely Vastu compliant house. Why I say this? Because during the ancient days, people have had house built where they have had the toilet and bathroom separately away from the home. It's not at all attached to the house. Even in those days, kitchen were out of the house. Kitchen was out of the house, and definitely, knowingly or unknowingly, be it aesthetically or not aesthetically, the toilet bathroom was absolutely maybe like 100 yards or 250 yards away from the house, away from the residing place. What was the best part of having a toilet or a restroom away from the house is that they used to walk for it. And especially people, when they walk for it, they have had the Indian commode, Indian closet. When you sit in an Indian closet for moving your balls, I definitely say no person will have hemorrhoids. They call fistula, they call piles, whatever they call. But these hemorrhoids, which are internal and external, will definitely be avoided when you have the practice to move your balls by having a squat position. But in otherwise, when you have a western commode or a western closet, these days everywhere you find this in an attached bathroom, be it the teenagers or the 40s or the people who are in their 80s. See, unavoidably, you cannot ask a people who is 80-year-old to sit in an Indian commode to squat and move the balls. That's absolutely not possible, and it's not advisable too. There are possibility of them kind of sustaining an injury by fall. Please don't do that. But whenever you're building a house, make sure for children, for people who are less than 60-year-old, definitely have a restroom which has Indian closet, Indian commode. Why I stress to this is my Vastu lovers, Vastu followers. Indian closet would make your health exactly wonderful. It gives stress to your anal region and make the bowels to move very comfortably. But that's not the case with the western closet. When you give a pressure in your abdominal area and move the bowel, it's absolutely advisable in a squat position that these types of issues like hemorrhoids, fistula, piles, all those things would never appear in your lifetime. Okay, let me come on to this question. I mean, this is how it goes, madam. I'm extremely sorry, but it's nice. You get a point on this. You will definitely have, when you watch my video, whomsoever it is, I would definitely give a lot of inputs in between the question and answer session as well as during my first half of the session, where I'll go out of the question, but definitely it will be related to the vastutical and astrological and healthiness, wealthiness and wealthiness perspective. I hope it is useful. If it is not, or if you feel bored, or if it is not kind of interesting, please also note in the comment section, and I will definitely take the whole session in an absolutely interesting and more useful manner. Okay, I hope it is useful. So let me see how many people are getting bored of it. As you stated, madam, should your house be aesthetically perfect? I mean, vasthetically perfect, I here reiterate that you should not have any debts. Debts, if it is, you see, I have built a house lately, and I was to compliant, andal was to compliant house. Even I have my own loans to be built. I had a little bit of money, but I borrowed money from a bank and also borrowed from my wife a little bit, and I built the house. So I owe them. I owe them, which I would definitely give. Why I say this, because to build a big house, it's not possible for you to immediately have money and spend from your pocket or from your savings. You will have that, no issues. But what is this? Are you gainfully employed? Are you able to pay your debts, your loans in an exact time when you have to? Should that be the case, I definitely say that that you will win the race. You will definitely win the race. You say that you have the windows in your windows in your east and west. Should the windows be there in the east and west? Should the windows should be, if it is in the west, should it be in the north direction? It should be closer to the east, and on the east direction it should be closer to the north. Should that be the case, you keep it 24/7 open all the 365 days. Should you have a problem with regard to mosquitoes, always mesh it. Cover it with mesh and keep it open. So there will be exchange of air within your house, and these air will be transferring outside the house. When there is exchange of air in between the house and the other environment, definitely this brings a great atmosphere to your house, light to your house, and these two things plays a very, very important role in your financial thing. Always when a house is built, make sure, with regard to financial thing, make sure that your windows in the north and east are more than one or two, and also it should be kept open. You please make a note on it and make sure that you have these things present. Okay, the windows and the main door should be, if it is, they call it as ucham in Tamil, it should be in the extreme part of the house, where here we call it as the best placement of the window, the best placement of the main door. The main door should be, if it is in the north direction, it should be to the extreme part of the closer to the east in the north direction, and extreme part closer to the north while it is in the east direction. Should it be in the south direction, the main door should be in the south direction, it should be closer, extremely closer to the east direction. And should be to the west direction, in the west direction, it should be extremely closer to the north. See, this cannot be easily learned, but I would say that these things are more important in a house. I would like to know, Mother, I hear that whether your house is a house or a flat, an apartment. Should it be in an apartment? I would. You say the kitchen is well placed, in the southeast part of the house. Should it be placed in the southeast part of the house, then it's exactly fine. Okay, I will say, apart from vasthetical remedies, I'll say a few things to you, madam. I hope this will be definitely useful to you, and you can implement this, and you will win what you want. Okay, you have debts, you say. Should you are employed or being a self-employed, you need to be gainfully employed. If that is not the case, I say to you, you please visit Anjaneya temple, Hanuman temple, Thursday and on Saturdays. These 2 days are so important. If possible, you do some kesari at your home by yourself. Take it to the Hanuman temple. Just donate to 5 small kids over there on Tuesdays. This will definitely change your your well-being. Okay, this will definitely change your well-being, and you will definitely move forward to it. Okay, I hope this is useful. If you need any further clarifications, please do not hesitate to WhatsApp me. I will definitely help on this to you. Where you are put up, what's your business, what's your employment, how many members are in your family. So in detail we will talk to you. You will definitely win, ma'am. Please worship Hanumanji. He will definitely help you. Kritika Prakash, south side no compound wall. What is problem came? What are the problems? Madam, see, I don't want to specifically educate you on the problems. Okay, I would definitely say, but don't be worried what all the problems will be if I don't have this, what all the problems are if I have this. No such things. Okay, the vastustical importance and the rules over here with regard to andal vastu are very, very simple. I will, on a separate day, maybe in the coming week, I will explain to you the basic 6 rules of vastu, andal vastu, 6 rules, and the first half of the session. I hope if you know Tamil also, you could go on to my Tamil videos and listen to it. So I hope, because your name says Kritika Prakash, so I would definitely understand that you know Tamil well, so you can understand that. But as far as your question is concerned, a house should have definitely a compound wall. Why? Because when your house or the mother wall, you say, is being built, it should definitely have a father wall. The father wall is nothing but the compound wall. When a family has a mother, it also has to have a father. Sorry. So, should the house have a compound wall or not? For your question, it should definitely have. When you don't have a south compound wall, what happens is that your empty space in the direction of the south is automatically becomes more compared to the north direction, which is absolutely against the rule. The rule I would like to tell to you all is this rule with regard to the compound, with regard to the space, the empty space, where the compound wall have to be placed, because only then the second important rule would be fixed. What is that rule? The empty open space in the north and east direction of a house should be more or greater or higher than the south and the west direction empty space. Okay, to bring this rule into act, you should definitely have a compound wall in the south and as well in the west direction, because here you need to have very less space compared to the east and north direction. So here the rule number 2 gets broken. When that is the case, what will happen? I generally say, see, you will have lots of problems with regard to your marital issues. The husband and wife compatibility, the what you call the time they spend within themselves, the talk that they have about the family, about themselves, would be lessened. The male work, occupation, business, or the way in which he earns money will become a question mark. We can be adding, we can be generating these types of things, but I would generally not say this. There are problems, there would be lots of problems when there is not a compound wall. A compound wall in the south and west is so essential. is so important, is so vital. But in some cases, the south, when there is no compound wall in the south, it will make great wonders. You should not have a compound wall. In some cases, these things, it's difficult to understand. Only a vastutically experienced consultant would know this, but not all consultants. Only andal vastu consultants do know this. So I would like to say, as far as your question is concerned, I definitely say a compound wall is essential, especially in the west and south, because that direction compound wall will definitely bring down the space. It differentiates, it cut down the space from the other house of your south and other house of your west compared to the east and north. You can have or have not a compound wall in the east and north direction in some cases, not in all cases. As I stated earlier, in some cases the south and the west compound wall should be avoided in some cases. Okay, you will not understand if I explain. I very clearly say this, certain things that people cannot understand it. Why? Only by sheer experience and by knowledge they would understand. Okay, it will bring down the financial the strength, the financial volume, the financial strength, strongness of the male. So try to have a compound wall, madam. Once there is a problem in financial status, the problems would one by one will mount. The quarrel will start, the children will not be happy, so on and so forth, which I don't want to discuss in the live videos. Okay, so please try to have a temple, have the compound wall, madam. Sunil Arvind, sir, please suggest a good temple to cure my stomach related issues. Due to severe stress on daily life, I got severe stomach related issues for the past 6 years. Please suggest some good remedy. Yes, sir. Sir, Sunil Arvind, sir, I definitely do not know what your actual diagnosis is with regard to your stomach problems, be it an ulcer, but you say it's a 6-year problem. It is a chronic problem. It's for 6 years, not for 1 or 2 months or a weekly time period. It's for 6 years, you say. I think it may be irritable bowel syndrome, IBS they call, or you may be taking lots of antacids or painkillers you might have had, but you say it's because of stress. You may be working in the nights, which would also create this. See, with regard to stomach problem, vastutically, we would definitely recommend the best temple for you would be Kamakshi Amman. My best, I love Kamakshi so much. Kamakshi is the ultimate god for Panchabulam, all Panchabalams. She is the number one of all the 53 Ambal freedoms. She is the number one. She is the ultimate. The Kanchi Kamakshi temple is what you call the supermarket of the Hindu culture, because you have lots of idols over there. That temple is also one of the 108 Vaishnava important temples. They call it as Divya Desam, Murti to Divya Desam. Why? Because it's being sung, the temple is being sung by Alvar. So it had the importance in Hinduism. Why? Because it has also Perumal within it. It has Kalvar Perumal, it has Tayar within it, it has Varagi, One day is not enough to talk about Kamakshi. Kamakshi, like Kundali Kumari Kudile, Sandi Sarasara Savitra Samunde, Kudni Kuhai Nidurge, Guru Murte, Twam Namavim Kamakshi. Kamakshi, Mantra, Yantra, Tantra Surumu. She is everything, and if you go there, you'll be the most gifted, the most happiest. I say here two superlative degrees, despite because such a wonderful temple it is. I will say it is so wonderful, but you need to go there. You need to be present there, and especially during full moon day, during the time of 9 to 1. You love to be there. If you have had a chance to go there, please visit during Paurnamis, during Fridays, during Tuesdays, during Pura Nakshatra days. Sunil Arvind sir, I hope you please go to Kamakshi. You see, if you allow me to talk about Kamakshi, I'll keep talking. She is my mother, I'll keep speaking. So you please visit Kamakshi, you will definitely be cured, sir. What I'd like to say is water therapy would be the best treatment for you, sir, but I still don't know what your exact problem is. And that's what I said. If it is irritable bowel syndrome or something you have had with issues like ulcers or any even if it is even colitis or something, like problems with colon, you will definitely be cured. If as it is being a 6-year chronic pain, chronic factor, I would say please visit Kamakshi. To visit Kamakshi, I will just tell you one important thing. Visiting Kamakshi temple is more technical. When one individual have to visit Kamakshi is take down your birth chart. In that birth chart, you will have Tithi. When you are born, that specific Tithi, on that day, what is Tithi? Tithi is 15 days from Paurnami to Amavasya, Amavasya to Purnami. That is full moon to no moon, no moon to full moon. In these 15 days, and on what Tithi you have born, you have been given birth, be it Krishna Bhaksham or Shukla Bhaksham. That is the waxing and waning, the moon waxing and waning. On these days, find out in your birth chart which day you are born, which Tithi you are born, which Tithi you are born. On that specific Tithi, please visit Kamakshi temple. Why I say? Because on each and every Tithi, Kamakshi will be decorated. She'll be garlanded. She'll be wonderfully flowered, wonderfully she'll be decorated on each specific Tithi Devade. Every Tithi will have specific Devade. If you are born on Panchami, you have a Tithi Devade. On that specific, if you visit, she will be decorated, she will be garlanded, and in that Devade Panchami, Vannivasini. For example, I am saying on Vannivasini. When you go and visit and see her, your Tithi will be, I don't say it's activated, daily the Tithi Devade will be always active, she will be traveling with you. See, you would have noticed people saying always talk good, think good, do good. Why? In our culture, the greatest Hindu culture, we should be very proud to say we all are Hindus. When people say, why these people say, you might have listened to people, your ancestors, your father, your mother, your grandfather, your grandmother would be saying, teaching you right from your young age, do good things, talk good things, think good things. Because whenever I meet a client, I would very much stress to them, always talk good things. For example, if you have very less amount of rice in your house, especially females, they shouldn't say we don't have. They should say we need to buy. But Tamil சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா இல்லைன்ற வார்த்தை வரக்கூடாது. especially for females. Now the females, they're not weaker section, they're the most strongest of all. Strong, she is double strong than the male. Why they shouldn't say? Because they are the Mahalakshmi of the house. So Mahalakshmi shouldn't say any negative word. She has to say absolutely positive, 24/7 positive. We need to buy this. Uh, we need to buy this. So she should always have to say good words from her mouth. Why they should utter? Because you would have born in one specific tithi. That specific tithi, specific devadai would be always around you. She would say, appadiye agatum. Nama arisi vaanganam. See, we need to buy rice, we need to buy fruits, we need to buy salt, we need to buy house, we need to earn crores, we need to do business in crores. She would say, yes, it will happen, it has to happen, it is happening. So that's the reason our forefathers, our fathers and mothers have said, we always need to utter good words from our mouth. Should you say negative words, what happens? She would say, yes, it will happen. Yes, it's happening. So be very, very, very careful, my our followers, that you need to always talk good words, which is positive, which is more encouraging, which is more creative and more absolutely wonderful. These words will definitely make you carry to your great height. That's the reason our ancestors have said, always talk good words. Because our Devade who is traveling around us, the Devade around us, will definitely help us sort the issues and fix the issues. So, Sunil, what I'd like to say to you is, be positive, take lots of water. Water will definitely take care of this. You take your birth chart, open it, and find what's your tithi of your birth. On that day, please try to visit Kamakshi. That would really help you in curing these things. Kamakshi would definitely fix the thing, gentlemen. I don't know if you're asking for your wife or for yourself, I don't know. But should it be the case, you both can travel. But I am sure that you please take care of his south. If you are Aravind, Sunil Aravind, if it is for you, please take care southwest of the house and southeast of the house. Okay, so I would definitely say it's southeast. The problem should be in the southeast, but should the case be yours, also take care of that. There shouldn't be any well or bore or septic tank or even toilet, bathroom or the restroom in the southeast of the house. It should always be in the west center or in the northwest part of the house. Okay, this is what I would like to say, my dear followers. Okay, due to severe, that's the question that I've answered, gentlemen. Yes, please get back to me with your feedbacks. Is this 8 to 9 p.m. on Sundays comfortable for you all, or if at all any corrections in the time need to be changed, which would be more useful to you. I hope you don't have any other work during these hours. That's the reason I have placed, especially on Sundays, during the late hours, like 8 to 9. Even if I go beyond 9, that will not be fair, because you need to go to the work next day. So that will not be fine from my part. So I just put it on 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I hope you understand it. Should you need any further corrections, like extra time or shortening, we will definitely think of it. Yes, Sunil, I got your message. Thank you, sir. Very much, very valuable info. Yes, definitely, Sunil. Please visit. I always say to my followers, There is no best temple, sir. There is no best temple other than Kamakshi. One temple that we all need to go to in one lifetime, in our lifetime, is Kamakshi. See, I have been to Kamakshi temple for years and years, especially on the full moon days. I've been for 10 years almost. I would very lovingly attend it. I love to be there. The best part in my life, that's the temple that have turned my life, I would say. I've been almost from 2010 to almost 2020. I attended Kamakshi Amman's Kanchi Kamakshi Amman's Paurnami, the full moon days Navarna Puja. More interesting, more challenging, more encouraging. It has shown me a great light in my life. Seriously. So yes, we came to the last part. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to burn your sleep. I hope it's useful. It was useful. And we continue to make it useful with your all your comments, your questions. Questions plays a very major role here, gentlemen. Please ask wonderful questions, most useful for all the people who are watching and who are likely to watch in the future. So the answer would be exactly useful to them. Okay, and thank you so much. Thank you for attending the first session. I hope we do lots of useful sessions with regard to Vastu Shastra, and definitely Vastu Shastra continue to change your lives in a great style and a great manner. To take you to great heights once again. Happy week ahead. We'll meet soon in the coming week. Thank you all. Good night. Arvar Acharyan Embermanachi at Thurigile Sanam, Anda Pichakalingam Thurigile Santam, Saranam Saranam Sanam.